on this week's show, the launch of Disney Infinity 2.0.
What's up, guys? This is John Vignacchi, executive producer on Disney Infinity, and you are listening to Inside Infinity, the first official Disney Infinity podcast on the net.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 60 of the Inside Infinity podcast. It's almost like it's the reunion show. It's not only the launch of Infinity 2.0, but we also have two longtime friends of the show who haven't been on in a while. The first face you may or may not remember there because he's been on vacation for like a month and a half. Jason Haynes, how are you doing?
What do I say again? Oh, g'day, listeners. G'day, mates. How art thou? It's been, yes, 5 weeks and a day or so since I've been on this very show.
That's
it's good
crazy.
to be back.
That's five weeks in a day too many, or too not enough.
I agree. Surely you didn't go over an hour while I was away or anything like that, and I'm
None.
sure it was all completely under control.
Absolutely. Completely under control. Yep, you got it. And that other familiar face that you haven't seen in Pirate, how long has it been? How long has it been since we've seen you?
Like 6 months.
What? No, it hasn't. Maybe in Pirate years.
It's true. No, it's been a couple of weeks. We last talked during the summit.
Yes. Oh, that's true. I mean, yeah, people saw you there, but you and I were there together. But yeah, it's been too long. So we were glad to have you back on the show, and we're going to have you back with more frequency real soon. It was funny, Pirate, like literally as I was rolling the title screen, your video stopped, and I'm like, no. I think that's what happened the last time you were on the show, too.
Hey, Jason, did you get vacation pay?
Did I get vacation pay?
Yeah, from the show.
5
weeks, that's a long time.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, I didn't pay him. I don't know.
Okay.
He's probably taking some under the table. Did you have a good vacation? You kind of did like the whirlwind trip, but you had a lot of Disney in there.
I did have a lot of Disney in there, I guess. But enough. I had a very good... I tell you what, though. When you wear the Dallas Star in the States, people let you know about it. They either hate you or they love you.
Oh, that's true. Pirate,
it didn't help that Roma had a meltdown while I was there week 1, and yeah, so I kind of hid the star a bit while I was over there. I was happy to get to Disney World and get the Disney gear on.
Did you sport like Cowboys gear the entire time outside of Disney?
Pretty much. Yep. Man's got to wear a hat, like, and the Donald Duck hat doesn't exactly give much sun coverage.
That's true. It doesn't? I would think it would give more. That's okay, though.
No.
Well, everyone, welcome to Inside Infinity on the DisneyInfinity.tv website. This show is brought to you in partnership with DisneyInfinityFans.com. You can see it right underneath Pirate's name there. Pirate is a moderator over there, as am I. So make sure you head on over to DisneyInfinityFans.com. Your number one Disney Infinity forum has everything from news, rumors, tips, tricks. I've noticed, Pirate, today and over the last week, from those who got early, there's been lots of like tips and tricks and people helping people troubleshoot and everything over there. So it's a great place. Do you have anything you want to say about the Infinity Fans, Pirate?
Yeah, definitely check out the forums. A lot of people got the game overseas, so they've been playing it a while, and they, like you said, there's a lot of tips and tricks there. There's also an Evolos exclusive coming this week. On Friday, he's going to be debuting the first in a series of limited edition customs, and that is going to be a limited edition of 20 blue suit Mr. Incredible. So you got to be a forum member to be eligible to purchase that. So I would definitely definitely check that out because that's a pretty cool piece.
How cool is that? I mean, it looks just like the in-game figure, and actually the Pixar version, I guess, right?
I mean, it looks exactly like you did at the summit where you put the power disc under Mr. Incredible. It's an exact match. So,
Cool.
pretty great job on that.
So where do people go to find this contest? Is it just the forums?
It's not a contest. It's you to be able to purchase it. It's going to go live on sale on Friday, but he's going to have information on his Twitter and his Instagram. So
cool.
Definitely, and the forum. So definitely check that out.
Awesome. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, so head on over again to the forums, DisneyInfinityFans.com. Lots of great info over there. So here, since we're talking about Evilas, here's his custom Venom that he has already made. Like, he made 2 figures just out the gate today. So here in the U.S., launch day is today. So he has a custom Venom, which just looks awesome here. And then he has a Groot that is insane. Oops. So this is Venom in his packaging. Looks so sweet. I don't know if it's a particular version of it or anything like that, or if it's just cool.
It's purple Venom, so I guess sometimes you'll see him as just all black, and then sometimes he appears in comics in a more purple shade. So
makes sense.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then this Groot. This is that is so cool. It has like moss on it, and the paint is just insane and highly detailed. So that's wicked. So yeah, so again, head over to evilas.com for that. That's pretty cool. Like to say hello to everyone in the chat room. You can find the show each and every week, Monday evenings, generally 8 p.m. Mountain Time. You just head over to DisneyInfinity.tv/live, and you can chat and watch the show with us. We have lots of people in there. Let's see who we have in there. So lots of people who have been watching the stream today. We've been live streaming a lot today. So we have Bredek been there almost all day. Captain Disney been there a lot today. Emo Sabi's been there. Evilas is in the chat. How's it going, buddy? Let's see who Pixar post. TJ, how you doing? Wishing you were on the show. I bet. The Infinite News. Torch, Trex, T-Rex Roar. We have lots of people in there. So thanks everyone who's joining us live today. So as we said earlier, we only had one thing to say about lead-in, and that is because it's 2.0 launch. The moment we've been waiting for I don't know, I guess over a year technically. And I'm sure some people who are huge Marvel fans have been waiting longer for this game. But you know what? It launched last Friday overseas. So, Jason, it launched for you on Friday, right, in Australia of last week?
Thursday of last week, I think.
Thursday.
Which is your Wednesday.
Yep, and then it launched elsewhere, I know in the UK and the Netherlands on Friday. I think that was pretty much standard for most of the rest of the world. And then today here in the States, it launched. So it's fun. It's fun to see like everyone who's been playing the game for the last almost week, it seems, for those folks overseas. They've really been enjoying the game, and we've been able to like kind of follow along with them, trying not to get too spoiled. But then we got our copies today. Actually, I know, Pirate, you were lucky enough because you got your Summit copy early too, right?
Yeah, I got my copy a week early, so last Tuesday. I've been playing the game since then.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but you can maybe give us a progress report on kind of what you're focusing on now here in just a bit. But the first thing I did want to talk about is that you two gentlemen are some of the lucky few, and Pirate, we can see yours behind you there. Actually got the collector's edition with the collector's base. So Jason, you did an unboxing, which was awesome and phenomenal. Everyone should go check that out on YouTube. But I just kind of want to hear your guys' thoughts on the collectors, because I don't have the collectors, and so I want to hear for those people that are either waiting for theirs, Steve Krellin, or others that haven't gotten theirs or planning to get it. What are your thoughts on the collector's edition?
The box is huge. Let me just say that the box is ginormous, and I would, if you have any interest in this game, I would definitely recommend getting it, because you don't know when these things are going to start disappearing off the shelves for good, because there's going to be no shelf space to keep these big boxes in stock.
Yeah, I kind of to speak on that. I feel really bad for a good friend Steve C. He had an issue with his order, and so his collector's edition isn't coming until sometime later this week, hopefully. So he's like, you know what? He's just going to cancel that one and go pick it up in store. And he was telling me that every store that he called, not a single one had it. Only people had it that pre-ordered it, and so it doesn't look like they're really stocking too many actually in store, and so it might actually be a collector's edition where they're not shipping too many. And Jason, you've kind of said that before, haven't you? Like you pre-ordered yours because you heard in Australia it was going to be very limited.
It's extremely limited. I can't say how limited, but I know how limited it is, and it's extremely limited in Australia. So if you haven't got one by now, head to eBay because you won't get one in the store here. It was an EB Games exclusive over here, so okay. GameStop over there for you. Mm-hmm. It's a GameStop exclusive, so
yeah,
importing's your only option.
Yeah, well, and I've seen some on eBay. I saw a decently priced the base only on eBay today. I think it was going for like $100, which it's not horrible. I mean, it's a little bit of a profit, but not too high.
You can buy one on eBay at the moment in Australia for $450 off eBay.
And you were telling me earlier today that people have bought it for that price.
Yes, people are buying it at $450. So, because I mean, you think about it, like as Pirate said, the box is not only big but heavy. So that is going to cost. I guarantee you, that's at least probably $60 to $80 to ship to Australia from the US.
Yeah.
On top of what is in the States, 180?
180, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, okay, so they're rare. We know that. Jason, what do you think about the base itself?
I've got mixed feelings about the base. It's heavy. It's big. In my opinion, it's actually too big. Like, I literally don't have anywhere to put it. And the touch sensitive, it's like got touch sensitive for the light. It's got the 2 modes, so you can touch it once and just the lights of the eyes light up and the chest, and then if you hit it again, all the crystals come on, which I think is really cool. So that's a nice feature, and it's like it's not just an on and off. It's got like a nice transition, so that's really high quality. My only gripe is I feel like, and I'd be interested to see what Pirate thinks, the way the actual Frost Giant is constructed seems a little cheap. There's really bad obvious seams in it. Do you think that, Pirate? On the back, down the back, it just seems like it's cheaply put together.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not like a hard resin or anything like that. I wouldn't want to drop this thing because it would fall in a million pieces.
And it's only the Frost Giant. The actual base part's really good, but the Frost Giant itself is very it doesn't feel solid by any means.
You're right. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I thought it was going to be more put together, even more heavier than it is. Mm-hmm. But I love the sculpt, the way it was sculpted. He looks great. That was definitely my favorite part of playing that Avengers playset, and I was happy to see it. But yeah, I would say in the back, it could definitely fall apart if my kids got a hold of it.
Well, one question I have for you guys. So I saw the base at the summit. That was the first time I'd seen it. And the base itself kind of, at the summit, I was wondering if it was maybe a pre-production model because, I noticed the seams that you two are discussing, but I also saw some bleed over from the paint. Is the paint on the base and especially the giant himself, is that pretty clean and look pretty good? Because from the pictures I've seen, it looks pretty good in that respect, but that was a glaring thing I noticed at the summit.
I can't remember.
It's not perfect, but it's definitely. If I saw like 10 of them on the shelves, I wouldn't put this one back. It's good enough quality.
Cool. Well, for someone who doesn't have it, I am jealous. So I mean, even with what you guys are saying, it still is really cool, and I like the pulsing that Jason, like the multiple modes of the lighting that you were talking about.
Yeah, so you want mine, Will? $500. Just put in my PayPal.
It takes four C batteries. So if you're buying it, you gotta make sure you have those 4 C batteries. And here's another thing. So I'm not going to lift it up because I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. But on the front, this little sensor that Jason is talking about, there's like the Infinity logo shape.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open the box, you got to see if they have there's this pack of stickers, pack of 8 stickers that you can actually put one of these stickers on that front. I didn't use the sticker because I think it looks sleek, all black. But a lot of people are saying they didn't find the sticker pack in their box.
Yeah, I didn't get that sticker pack.
Are you sure? Because that's an easy thing to miss.
Maybe if you re-watch your unboxing, you might have seen this little piece of paper
like
slid to the side. But yeah, this is in the bottom of the box. So it might be something that a lot of people report, and maybe they send out more of these. But I think it looks cooler without this big red sticker on the front. It makes it look more expensive without it, I think.
I love it though because it gives you 8 stickers, and so it gives you 7 chances to screw up putting it on.
Exactly, just like a Lego. So you might not get it right on that sensor.
Man, it's cool though. I mean, I was really impressed with it at the summit. I love how the characters line up, and it really, I don't know. There's just so much emotion in that. I've yet to get there in the Avengers playset. I've only played 30 minutes of it, so I guess that's at like the 35-minute mark or so. I'm just kidding, but it does look like the way the figures are positioned there, that it kind of has that impact of them fighting the monster, which is cool.
Yeah, I think it's great. I thought it was a need to have for me, but also because of the collector in me, I don't know when 3.0 comes out and there'll be some awesome Star Wars one or something, and I would need to have them side by side, and 4.0, whatever that is. Maybe it's a Disney 4.0. But yeah, who knows? This could be first in the series. So you don't want to miss out and have to go spend $1,000 by that time the next one comes out.
It's true. I mean, it's a collector's game, and Lord knows I spent a lot of money that I did not need to on every crystal last time around. So, yeah, well, that's cool. Congrats on owning that, because it's pretty cool, and glad to hear you like it. Anything else about that before we move on? All right. Is there anyone in the chat? Feel free, if you have any questions about the base or how it works, or anything about that, let us know. Someone was posting, who was it? Moldy Tangerine was saying that there's one on eBay right now, $75 to $120. Buy it now, base only. So, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, especially for it being a PS exclusive, some of those Xbox owners could buy the base and get it that way. Then that's really not too bad of a price, $75 to $120.
Yeah, and on the forum, somebody just wanted the collector's edition to get Hulk early, so he was actually selling the base because he's just buying it for Hulk in the game and all the characters. So definitely look around, because I'm sure you can find somebody that maybe doesn't want the base.
Definitely. Sweet. Cool. All right. Well, now let's talk about the game a little bit. First off, I want to hear your first impressions. So I have fresh first impressions because I just got the game today, but I want you two to reach back a week when you first got the game. What were kind of your initial thoughts on it? Not going too in depth on the play sets, but just kind of like getting it out of the box, your first 30 minutes with the game. What did you think? So Jason, you're shaking your head. I want to hear some of your thoughts.
My first impression was the hardest slap in the face you've ever felt from Disney, because that intro to that game is the biggest overpromise you've ever seen in your life. I'm like, how dare you let me control Aladdin in the very first moment of this game and not let me play with him after the fact? And that intro was phenomenal. I'm like, okay, so you've just demoed a Disney playset, and you're telling me you're not going to give me a Disney playset. Made no sense to me whatsoever, but I loved it. It was like that. It was like a proof of concept, and just to say, so you're not going to play this. This is really cool, but you're not playing this. And then it launched into Marvel. It just felt like the biggest, I had a massive red spot on my cheek from that slap.
Yeah, but all of the toys that you saw in that intro are part of the toy box toys. So they pretty much made those play sets with toy box toys.
I did see that after, and this was the first thing I checked because, like, literally, as soon as I jumped on, you know how you start off and you jump on the canopy, I'm like, yes, this is amazing. I really, really want to play an Aladdin playset like right now. And it was the first thing I tried as soon as I got into the toy box was to check that you could actually do that in the toy box, and I felt a little bit better. But I still think it was a little strange. Don't you think it's a little strange to launch with such an epic Disney Originals type intro when the game is clearly set to Marvel? I was sort of expecting a similar intro to 1.0, but in the flavor of Marvel.
Well, I think Disney obviously has better access to Disney stuff, and it's probably easier to do a Disney one than Marvel. And they still want you to know that it is a Disney platform game, so that might be why they went with Disney there.
Certainly, I was mixed on it, but anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I just thought it was a really cool intro, and it got me probably more excited because it started off with Disney. As I've pronounced before, I'm not the hugest Marvel fan, so to start off with a Disney taste first was probably beneficial. But Pyro, what was your opening thoughts?
Yeah, the intro is great. We had seen it in at the summit, but it was cool to actually be able to play it, like you said, as Aladdin, and then it went into Tinkerbell and Merida and Donald and Stitch, and so it was a great intro to the game. And as soon as I was done the intro, I immediately went to open up a new toy box, and I wanted to see all the toys I could buy from the toy shop. Because that as a toy box artist, that's what I need to do. I need to see what I need to buy. I need to have all my tools ready for when these challenges start rolling out.
It's research for you.
Yeah, it's like
it really is.
How many sparks do I need to get everything?
Yeah.
And then after that, I went and checked out the Hall of Heroes because now they got a Marvel one and a Disney one. And that got me thinking of some of the initial steps that I would recommend other people do. They don't have to do these steps, but the first thing I did was I made sure I put down I took all my power disc, all my they're like in capsules and books now and all over the place. But I made sure I put each one on the base so that it records it that I own it. Because now that's a new collection page. You can see all your collection, and then they also appear in the Hall of Heroes in the appropriate spots. So I had all my power disc, and also I believe I saw JD said that there might be another ultimate unlock for having all the power disc. So,
really? So just for the power disc, not
just for the power disc, really? Yeah, just to give it more value. So then I went and put all of my Disney 1.0 figures on there to populate the Hall of Heroes because I was proud of all September. I've been trying to level them up to 15 because I wanted an all gold Hall of Heroes. So I started putting them on there, and I was doing them so fast that some of them I must have made guessed instead of taking ownership of them, which was pretty hard to troubleshoot. But we finally figured out if you accidentally do guessed, it makes your character go from 15 or whatever to 0. And the only way to clear that is you gotta reset your figure, and then you got to go back to Disney Infinity 1.0, which that figure will still be seen as a guest. You need to take ownership of it there, and then it becomes 15 again. And then you go back to Disney Infinity 2.0, and you take ownership the correct way this time, and then and then it becomes 15 again. So there is a way around it, but you got to know that you have to go back to 1.0 to get to 2.0 to keep your level the same.
See, I got worried because my jack showed up as 0, and it didn't prompt me in any way to say make this guest or primary or anything. So I'm wondering if that's what happened to me.
Yeah, very well could be that.
So your recommendation is to go in, put all your disc and figures into the Hall of Heroes, respectively, in either Disney or Disney Originals, or
because in that point you start in where 1.0 left off, and you have your Hall of Heroes, and then you have to re-unlock the lightsaber because that doesn't get moved over with your profile. Mm-hmm. So as you're repopulated the Hall of Heroes, the lightsaber will repop up for you.
Cool.
So. And then definitely check out the the Marvel superheroes one, Hall of Heroes, because it looks a little more high tech and different. And that also reveals 2 more power discs that are coming out for the Marvel side down the line, probably next year.
Awesome.
And we could talk about those because everybody has already seen
Yeah.
it. But there's going to be for Falcon, you're going to get his Captain America 2 Winter Soldier costume, which instead of the red, white, and yellow is more like black and gray and more high tech looking. And the other one is a Captain Marvel team up power disc, which is good to get another female in there.
Yep, absolutely. I'm really digging the. I have one team up disc, and they're cool. I like them. So TJ in the chat asked a question, and the exact same thing happened to me. This is why I didn't lead off with the question, because I totally forgot. The last time I saw the introduction was at the summit. It didn't activate for me. It took me straight. I started the game without anything on the base, and then it asked for me to put down a playset piece, which I did, and then it kicked me right into the Avengers playset. So I got to go back through and play that introduction again. I totally forgot about it.
There might be a reset introduction option in the game menu. So.
Yeah, I'm sure there probably is. Probably in options or something. But
I think it's the bottom one. I think isn't that the Disney Treasure Hunt? It's called the Disney Treasure Hunt, I think. That's the last option, I think, on the main menu.
Yes, that's what they named it.
Cool.
And so after you get all after you get your power disc, you got your lightsaber and such. There's a great new tutorial introduction to the toy box, where you earn a lot of sparks playing through it, but you also unlock a lot of toys, and it teaches about some of the new tutorials. I know once you complete it, you and I'm pretty sure this is for everybody, but you unlock the bed knobs and broomstick bed, which is 25,000 sparks.
Wow.
Anyway. So if that keeps you from having to spend that many sparks in the toy store, if you can complete all the different missions in that introduction.
Awesome. And in the toy box introduction, you're saying?
Yes.
Cool. That's a pro tip right there. That's awesome. I think there's quite a few unlocks, because I was playing today and I'm just like going through the toy box and I was live streaming it, and a lot of people are saying like, oh yeah, you can do a mission to get that, or you can do a mission to get that. So I guess it will take some time to figure out which missions unlock what.
Yeah, they do a good job. You get to like an interior toy box character. It's actually Cogsworth, and he takes you through. Decorate the walls, decorate the ceiling, put a 2-story room, and it gives you a good grip on how to build your own interiors once you go through all that.
Okay, so Emo Sabi in the chat is actually asking Jason a question. I'm going to deflect it to you, Pirate. So Emo Sabi is saying, did you see the cost of the Hatbox Ghost in the toy box? But Pirate, did you happen to see that cost?
Yes, I did see that. So after I did the introduction and I saw the toy box toys, I made sure that my next step was going to be gain as many sparks as possible to unlock everything. And I, of course, immediately noticed that there's 3 hitchhiking ghosts in the townspeople area, and 2 of them are only 300 sparks, which isn't much or hard to earn. And then the one with the hat, who I believe his name is Phineas, cost 100,000 sparks, which will take you a while to earn. There's 3 characters like that. There's that hitchhiking ghost. There's the ice cream man from the beach at Lilo and Stitch, and there is the potted dancing Groot, baby Groot, which is 100,000. So those are your prime ones that you're gonna want to save up for. But I had majority of all the toys unlocked, and I saved 100,000 to buy my ghost, and I texted Will, and I'm like, I'm buying them. I took a picture of it. It was beautiful. And then shortly after that, I was doing something, and the load screen just took forever, like 30 minutes. And I was like, whatever. So, I couldn't exit out of it. Like I couldn't go back to the main PlayStation. So I turned my PlayStation 4 off, and in the morning when I turned it back on, it said my Disney Infinity save file was corrupted and I had to delete it. So went all my toys, my hitchhiking ghost and everything. I had to re-earn everything since then. So I had the ghost. He's out of my grips now. I'm going to get him back soon.
Well,
Come home to me. Come home to me, ghost.
It's a bummer because like you still haven't gotten back to purchasing that because it's so expensive. But
it's expensive, yeah. But I'll get there.
Yeah. So Jason, as a fan, were you excited to see those toy townspeople in there? Or I guess they're not townspeople, right? They're toy box.
No, they're townspeople, are they? Yeah.
There's
townspeople.
two. There's the tiny toy looking guys, and then there's the others are cast members, right? Or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
And the townspeople are actually a lot more valuable in this version of the game because you can actually give them properties to sit there, dance, do whatever you want them to do instead of just running into the wall like they did in 1.0.
Yeah. It's funny in my interior that I'm screwing around with, they still seem to run into walls, but I know it's because I haven't put any.
Yeah, and there's a Darkwing Duck one too, which I was really excited about. And you have to unlock him by doing some of the interior tasks.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll just briefly give you my initial thoughts is that I'm blown away and I'm overwhelmed again. It's weird to have Disney Infinity and be like, okay, I don't know what's going on anymore. I mean, because we all went through this and we've been going over it with a fine-tooth comb for the last year, and so it's really kind of exciting to like. Today, it took me forever to find a stupid interior door to get back into my interior, and the chat room's like, do this, do this, do this, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I feel like a noob, and I'm really, but it's a good kind of overwhelming. Like I am blown away so far with what's possible, and I think we'll get a little bit more into that as the show goes on. But there's so much to do and so many fun, interesting things to do. Part of me is like, okay, I really got to unlock a lot, and then the other part's like, sit back, enjoy as much as you can, because last time Toy Box, you could practically do nothing in it when you first started the game, but they actually give you stuff now, and especially if you come from 1.0 to this one, then you have all of the toys you unlocked from that game, and so you can get into the Toy Box and actually start doing stuff, and some of the stuff even has new properties and stuff that you can play around with. So I'm gonna become as knowledgeable as I need to be, but also kind of sit back and enjoy the ride as it happens. So cool. So that was your first impression. So let's talk a little bit about playsets. So Pirate, what playsets have you played, and kind of what's your playset plan?
So I played the starter pack comes with the Avengers playset. And 3 figures for that playset. So it comes with Black Widow, Iron Man, and Thor. So I let my kids play on Saturdays, and that way they can focus on school. And we started playing the Avengers playset on all day Saturday, and we had a blast doing it. And it took us about, and we don't play video games just to beat them. We go at our own leisurely time, but it ended up taking like 6-7 hours to complete it between me and my 6-year-old and my 3-year-old, which thought he was playing, but he had my PlayStation 3 controller, and I was in the background with PlayStation 4. We had a good time playing it, and it turns out that I thought Iron Man was going to be my favorite from that playset, but Thor, without a doubt, is just so cool to play with for that playset. And we had a good time.
I can't hear Will. See, he's talking.
Let's try that again. Cool. Jason, what do you think about the Avengers playset, and what's your favorite figure from there so far?
So Captain America is my favorite figure so far.
You can't have that because he's mine. I'm just kidding.
And followed by Hulk, probably. I don't know, to be honest. But I do like Captain America. I also have finished I streamed most of the playset in the last 4 days, and I had a lot of technical issues. Like I had a whole cutscene that had no dialogue.
Oh, that's strange.
And so on, but I don't want to bash the playset, but I'll leave that for another show. But I didn't think it was as That's not the word. I didn't enjoy it as much as the 1.0 play sets. Let me put it that way. It wasn't that it wasn't a good play set. For me, I found that the city itself was a little bit uh, bland, and the missions were a little bit repetitive for my likings. But the actual like the exterior interior aside, that all the characters move so well. That saved it for me. It's a lot of fun just to play all the different characters. It was just that the playset that they were playing around in wasn't the most fun in the world, in my opinion.
So a lot of people are saying it's kind of short. Pirate, did you and your sons, did you guys 100% it and it took 7 hours, or was that more or less the main story?
No, we did every mission that we
Okay.
could do, but with the different character sets. So we played it mostly with Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. So we were already planning on playing it this weekend with Hulk and Black Widow and Hawkeye. Just playing with different characters just makes the longevity of it and the repeatability is excellent. They did a great job with that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm kind of trying to figure out if that's how I want to do it, or if I want to like try to level them up equally, which is what I did with one. But I don't know, because there's value in having the upgraded characters to play through. Like you've taken some time to upgrade them, so you're like, I want to keep playing with them and unlock more, and so that's when you can kind of go back and unlock new characters.
Yeah, we didn't level them up. We gradually changed the skill sets and leveled them up as we played it through the first time, and it was fun like that. And you can also, there's different, you can make your enemies difficult or medium or easy to the player's skill level. And it's also, I thought it was going to be a pain in the butt whenever my character would die, and then I have to go and change them. But there's kind of fun strategy in there. By the time you get to the end, like I didn't beat the final boss till there was like 20, 30 tries in there.
Wow.
Because they kept killing all my characters. I'm like, oh my god, which one did we use yet?
Yeah, I know.
It was like our 2-player game. We're like, I already Thor, and then put Thor on there. But like, Thor, you already used him. He's dead. Hawkeye, and it kind of brought something different there. I thought it was kind of fun.
So Romulus 677 is saying it just needed a little more variety. Throw in some generic thugs roughing up citizens or a bank robbery. So maybe some of those generic side quests to do.
It was
Yeah,
just
and I
very
wonder-
samey the whole time. It was break the ice or defeat all the enemies.
Yeah.
It was pretty much the entirety of the mission selection of the entire playset.
Have either of you played Spider-Man yet?
No.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Well, I haven't finished it, but I started it, and it's leagues better than the Avengers one. Just the way it starts is so much more impressive, story-wise and gameplay-wise.
Does it feel like you're playing the same game though? Like I mean, I know they're different versions of Marvel New York essentially, but they're both New York cities essentially.
It felt different enough for me.
Okay.
Like,
I'm asking. Yeah, that's
same as, because I've only just played the intro of Guardians of the Galaxy, and they all have that. They feel very different games, which is what you want, I think, in the Infinity Universe. They do feel different, just like the first three in the first one was. So I was happy to see that, and I'm glad I started with Avengers, because I think you can only go up from there. I can tell that Guardians is going to be really good, and I can tell that Spider-Man is going to be really good as well. Spider-Man is just a blast to play with.
awesome. Awesome to hear it. I only played a few minutes of the Avengers, maybe 30 minutes total. One thing I've dug about so far is like the way the game starts. It feels like it's straight out of one of the Avengers Assemble cartoon episodes. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's the same voices and just kind of the setup. It's like I'm watching the cartoon that I've been, watching over the last couple months to get ready for this game. So that's one thing that was cool. And it's cool, too, that Samuel L. Jackson is a mission giver. There's no doubt that is him. He sounds nothing like the cartoon version of Fury. So that's pretty cool.
One thing, another one of my favorite games is the Lego Marvel Superheroes game, and I thought it was so much easier to fly as Iron Man and Thor and all the other characters in this game than it was in the Lego one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Pirate, because that's exactly what this game reminded me of. And in a basic sense, I mean, they're very different games, but in that game, you destroy a lot in your environment to get Lego coins. And this one, we're doing the same, but for sparks. And I mean, we did that with 1.0, so it's not like they stole it. But I remember playing that game just a couple months ago, and it was kind of cool. Jason, did we lose your camera?
Yep. Can you hear me?
We can still hear you.
Yep. I don't know what. My computer may shut down at any second. So if I leave the show, blame technology.
Well, if that's the case, we are just going to give XSplit a lot of free advertising while we wait for you. So
It's locked up. What can I say? It's can't do a thing to it. Yep.
Well,
Beautiful.
I'm going to change you. Your face is going to be the castle. That's what we're going to do here.
Okay,
So.
beautiful. Well, while you can still hear me, I better get my thought in before it really decides to screw me over. I was thinking about it because I was initially, like, day after I finished Avengers, I was literally quite not ticked off, but I was just like, really, that's what we get in our $75 starter set. Uh-oh.
We can still hear you.
Good. Now you've frozen. I am on borrowed time, people. Um, and anyway, I was thinking about it, and I thought to myself, because I remember someone saying, I don't know who it was, whether it was them or us, but there was talk about how there was frustration with 1.0, how you were forced to buy extra figures with the starter sets. Even though you got 3 play sets, you only got 1 figure from each of the play sets, and it forced you to buy other figures to complete it.
Oh no, it sounds like we lost him. And
Well, a lot of the reviews kept saying the same thing. They thought it was too short of a game, but I feel like those people just didn't get the concept of what Disney Infinity is. Disney Infinity, the playsets are, I would say, the entree of the dinner. So eventually you're going to get full, and you're going to want to go to the dessert, which is the toy box. And with the dessert, you can keep on going back and back and getting more dessert at the toy box. With the play set, you're only going to get as much as as many times as you want to eat or play the same thing.
right, and I kind of agree with you, Pirate. I think it's unfair judging this game in a week. It's a game. I don't think that any reviewer can take that amount of time and give it a proper review, one that really delves into the toy box. I mean, it's a game we've seen how it lasts over time, and I think there's only so much that you can do with a review right now unless you've spent hours upon hours in the toy box. So there's a learning curve there too that I think, and yes, that can be critiqued upon. There's no doubt about that, but I don't know. I'm not commenting on what reviews were, if they were right or not, but I do think that the general gaming populace, so gaming reviews specifically, review this game how they review traditional video games, and it's anything but a traditional video game. That's all I'm trying to say, really.
So when we talked about the play sets, we can talk about the toy boxes now. This game came with 10 toy boxes that are already available for people to download that are brand new 2.0 toy boxes. And 5 were from the Toy Box Summit. They had Mighty Gitus's, Ben Turner's, and myself for the 3 winners of the summit, and then also had Vault of Villains and DS Matt Family's toy boxes, which are they're a blast to play in. So hopefully everybody downloads them. And there's this new like feature where where it'll tell you can like a toy box if you like playing it. It also gives a tally of how many times a particular toy box has been downloaded, if you just want to play the popular ones. And then the other 5 that are available were actually built by the community team. And they had a really cool trailer that came out today that I know even the community team were impressed on. And it makes it was edited by the same people that do all the other like professional trailers. for Disney Infinity, so it made all their toy boxes look like play sets. If you look at the edits, it's really cool to see if you have a chance to look at that.
Wait, what was that? What's the trailer thing?
It's a toy box trailer that came out today.
Oh,
that,
okay.
That showcases the 5 toy boxes that the community team built, and the way it's edited makes them all look like they were professional, like really professionally developed toy boxes, and it looked really, or a play set. It looks really cool.
That's really, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I missed that today. Pirate, you should be happy to know that your toy box from the summit was the first 2.0 toy box I downloaded and played. So props to you on that. It was cool seeing some of the improvements that were made on that. Nothing, I think, big were changed, but just finishing touches that you didn't have time to do during the summit. After that I played, I think it was called Night Castle or something like that. For anyone who's skeptical that playsets has the potential to create, Toy Box has the potential to create pseudo playsets, play that Toy Box. And I'm sure a lot of the other community Toy Boxes are really good, but that's just the only other one I played today. It was so good. And at the end of that game, it had platforming elements, it had side scrolling, it had isometric camera, third person over the shoulder, lots of different stuff. And it took me so long to beat this stupid thing, but after I was done, it had this cutscene with text overlay that kind of finishes off the story, and I'm like, okay, this is just the beginning. And if for anyone skeptical, check out some of those Toy Box games, because we are in for some really fun times from community-made toy boxes.
Yeah, so the first Toy Box challenge is the Avengers Challenge, and the entries aren't due till October 8th. So what they're doing is they had 15 Toy Box Summit toy boxes, and they're going to release 5 per week until that first Avengers Challenge toy boxes get out there.
Okay. Wow. It'll be just exciting times to see what people. So you've already gotten your hands as a toy box builder and a winner. You're a toy box artist. What do you think? Are you excited about the possibilities of everything new that you're going to be able to create now? Are you was it a little intimidating at first, kind of getting in there and seeing what's new and what you're going to have to learn and stuff?
There's a lot of toys, even for somebody that's experienced and built a lot of toy boxes to look through. So first thing you got to do is just play around in there and play around with as many toys as you can to learn what's out there. And I wouldn't go too big right away. I know myself, I was thinking about this Avengers Challenge, and I'm like, I'm going to make this cool toy box. There's going to be 10 different toy boxes linked together. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got to learn this game first before I build something like that. Maybe 6 months down the line challenge, I can do a 10 toy box put together. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see what people come up with. And like I said before, toy box really is what this game is about. So, the community is just going to knock it out of the park, I think, with this.
Definitely. So let's talk one last thing before we might have to start wrapping things up. So you mentioned earlier a little bit about interiors. This was one feature that I was probably most excited about in the game, and so I've spent the majority of my free time in there today. What's your thoughts on that? Because I'm having a blast in there.
Yeah, the interiors are a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool different items that you can unlock. Like we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas. You can make a whole Nightmare Before Christmas house, or there's a lot of Beauty and the Beast items in there, and all the different Marvel characters are great. Like I think last night I unlocked Thanos' throne.
Nice.
that you can put in there. The only thing is there's a lot of great toys in there, but you can't use the interior toys inside your toy box. It has to be inside an interior. So I was looking at all these cool, like a Thanos' throne. That'd be awesome if I could just put it in space somewhere and have his throne just chilling there. But you can only use that inside the toy box, inside the interior.
That's a bummer, because there are some creative toys that cross over from the toy box that work in interiors.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh well. But I kind of dig that it has its own sort of quest slash progression system. Like you have mission givers in the toy box, and you have to do certain things, and a lot of times when you complete that task, then they give you a reward, and so it kind of, again, it gives you some free stuff that you may have to purchase otherwise.
Yeah, and there's a lot of exclusive type awards that they can give you, like the Monsters Inc. doors
Hmm.
is one of them, or Andy's bed. Those are all things you have to earn by doing different feats in the toy box.
Well, and some of them are universals, like the Darkwing Duck you mentioned earlier. That's a toy box person, so you
Yes.
can put it in a toy box. You can put in it or have them in an interior. So
Yeah, absolutely.
cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see what people come up with gameplay wise in interiors. For me right now, it's just kind of like a house. I'm just gonna like build stuff and collect stuff in there and be my own little personal trophy room. But I'm excited to see uh, what type of dungeon crawlers, if you can make them in there, or yeah, yeah. I have some ideas I want to keep to myself, but you'll
Yeah.
like and you'll give me a hard time about later in a future show.
No,
But
it sounds great.
so
Whatever you come up with, I can't wait to see it. I know Lauren Mighty Gitis really likes the interior. She spends a lot of time in there, so
yeah.
be interesting to see what she comes up with.
Yeah, fun times, fun times. Well, Pirate, as we kind of wrap things up, are there any kind of observations or anything else about the game that you kind of want to let people know about that either have just gotten the game or maybe getting the game here pretty soon?
The share with friends feature is really cool. That's if you have a Disney ID, friends with somebody, and their whatever the console is, if you're friends with them, you can go and they can just share directly with you. It doesn't have to be a featured toy box or anything, and and then you can just save it to your list of saves after that. I
Hmm.
know the Daddy twins made a really cool toy box that I wanted, and they were able, once we were friends, on with our Disney IDs and our PlayStation Network IDs, their name appeared under my friends list, and I was able to go and see all the toy boxes that they might have shared with people. And at that moment, there was only that one that I wanted, but they could keep their whole collection there, and you can, if you're friends with that person, you can share their toy boxes.
Not to argue with you, but unless I noticed that everyone of my PSM friends that had the game, I was able to go and look at their shares. I don't know if maybe they added me as their DID friends, which is very possible, but I was thinking it might just work through your console friends list and not requiring the DID unless you wanted to share to someone not your friend. But I could be mistaken on that.
Yeah, well, I'll have to test that out. I know at the time when I did it, I only saw five people on
Mhm.
that list. So who knows? I have to see how many of my friends actually have it.
Well, if you do have that, you should share that toy box with
Sure.
me. So, yeah, because Jason has made his own little machine, but knowing the Daddy Twins, I think that theirs are gonna just be insane. So,
Absolutely. Well themed.
yeah.
Another story I have is so D23 Expo last year. I was talking to John Vignacchi, and this is like before the game even the first one came out, and I was kind of joking around with him. I was like, so when's 2.0 coming out? And that was over a year ago. So I'm sure people, and he just gave me a look like, dude, can I just release 1.0 first, or whatever we're going to, can I just release Disney Infinity before you ask me about 2.0? So I'm sure people are already asking about 3.0 and 4.0 or whatever they're going to label them. uh, but yeah, can I just release the first one? Are you seriously asking me this? Yeah, I want to know.
That's too funny. And now you're like that for three,
Yeah, well, I want to play 2.0 for a while, but
right?
yeah, three. When's that one? That's be cool. It's Star Wars, right? Come on.
Come on, JV. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure it looks like we're on this yearly cycle. I'm kind of interested to know how who's working on what now, what
Mm.
studios, and and how long it actually takes to make one of these play sets.
Yeah.
Because that might help with how long they actually, like 5 hour, 6 hour Avengers. When did they actually start on the Avengers?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there was a very deliberate plan this time around, and that was to focus on the toy box for lots of good reasons. And so, who knows the direction that 3 will take? If it will kind of be more in the middle, being like more like the first one, or kind of this trend of fewer play sets and more toy box functionality. But I don't know. I guess if there's skeptics out there, give this one a chance, because again, all it took was that one toy box for me to be like, all right, there's going to be some cool stuff happening with this game.
Yeah, and the other thing is that these toys are actually, they're not cheap, but you don't need to buy everything right away. A lot of people are like, oh, this game's too expensive, or you can definitely, you don't need everything at the beginning. Like next week, if you go to Target, there's like a you buy 2 get 1 free in the figures. So you just wait 1 week, and there you go. There's another sale for you if you wanted a free figure after buying 2.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And for me personally, the need to have it, especially the playset figures, isn't nearly as high as it was with 1, because we don't have the character vaults this time around. And so me not having all those characters isn't necessarily preventing me from getting some toys that I might want for the toy box.
Yeah, and I kind of like the release schedule now, like late September or early October, because now the Disney characters are going to come out in November, and that allows parents to buy them for Christmas. Like, there's no way I could have not given my kids Marvel superheroes like in September. They all know it comes out.
Right.
Like the Disney one's coming out in November and December-ish. That's something I can actually save for Christmas.
Yeah.
To give them. So.
Yeah. And it's Disney, and it has Disney in the name, so that's a good thing.
Disney, and then there's going to be 40 more power discs that people are going to have to collect. So,
which is good. Yeah. It allows us to get through the first wave first.
Yeah, a lot of stuff left to be yet to be released. So we got a lot. We got a good whole full year of podcasting and things to talk about with this show.
Absolutely. Great, man. Well, this is a fun show. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to get more into the game. I did want to mention, so the Pixar Post, Julie and TJ were on our show last week, and they dropped their review last night, and it was an amazing review. They're Pixar, so they're kind of Disney people, and so I think they were looking at this game from a different perspective than traditional video game reviewers. So head on over to there. It's a very extensive, one of the most extensive reviews I've seen. So that was at pixarpost.com, so you can find that review. So head on over.
Yeah, I read that. I thought that they did a really good job, because I remember them posting saying they just got the game, and then they had this completely detailed review on everything. Wow, I could totally see TJ and Julie like staring at this thing,
right?
Eyes, writing things down as they're playing this game, because, that was a very detailed, great review on the game. Well,
and I also loved how they approached it from not just a perspective familiar with the game. They kind of broke down, this is what the game is. So start things off, this is what it's like. And then they kind of went through each piece of the game and gave their thoughts on that and reviewed each piece of that. But also it was informative for those that may have no idea what this game is. So again, maybe a different audience than someone who's reading a video game blog that has been hearing about this game and understands what these toys to life video games are like.
Because the target audience for this game, well, it's probably all over the place, because we're not really a target audience. But it's not the average gamer that is going out there and buying this game. They're doing it because they love the characters, they love these little figures, and bonus, they get to play this awesome game. Yeah. So the reviewers can see that. I know TJ and Julie did a good job with that.
Yep, they have some tips in there too. So make sure you check it out, pixarpost.com. Pirate, I think that's gonna wrap it up, man. It's I'm sure you're probably biting at the bit to play a little bit more. I know I am.
I'm leveling up figures as we speak, so I can let them do their thing, but I'll be down there.
That's funny. I can't.
Hopefully with a level 20 Jack Sparrow.
I was so bummed. I was so excited to unlock skeleton stuff today, and I put him on, and he was level 0, and I'm like, oh, it's like that womp womp. So I got to get him up, but
Yeah, try that little tip. Probably get it back to 15.
will do. So Pirate from DisneyInfinityFans.com, moderator over there. It's great having you on the show, my friend. It's been way too long, and I can't wait to actually have you on here real soon once you've sunk your teeth in the game a little bit more.
Yeah, we got to start planning the Halloween episode this year.
We do. There's going to be lots. Oh, it's coming up. And our 24-hour marathon's coming up, too. So we have lots of Infinity stuff happening, so... Well, cool. Well, so folks can find you on your Twitter at the Pirate Steven or over at the Disney Infinity Fans forum, DisneyInfinityFans.com. They can look for you there as Pirate Steve as well. Right?
Yeah, you can.
Cool.
Come check me out.
So right after the show, for anyone who's watching live, Lim is actually going to start live streaming. Has some fun stuff planned. He's going to go over some interior and toy box stuff. So keep it tuned here. I hope everyone is enjoying the game. Congratulations to the team at Avalanche Studios and Disney Interactive. Without them, we would not have this awesome game. Congrats to the community designers who gave us some awesome day one content. We're actually fortunate enough so this was kind of our warm-up launch podcast. Next week, we are going to have 3 members of that community design team. So we're going to have Ty Force, Tyler Cole, we're going to have Stuart, Crazy by Nick, and we are going to have Papa Echo Patrick on next week. So they're going to be special guests on the show. So make sure you tune in next Monday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. It's going to be a fun show. I hope everyone enjoyed this one. And again, enjoy your game. But until next time, we hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities.